Outcomes and accountability go hand in hand. It is true in sports, but really this is a universal truth in business. So this week we are going to think outside the box scores and make it easier to have a conversation about accountability with your team. You hear these types of conversations all the time. We call them post-game interviews, and often the accountability piece is tied to numbers, definitely to the final score, but also every team and every player knows what numbers are acceptable to them. They know when the completion percentage was too high or too low. They know when they gave up too many points in the first half or when their batting average as a team is slumping. There are two things I want to point out in this regard. Number one, when you have conversations about accountability with your team, you have to know the number. There definitely is a number that measures success. Is it getting 70% of the list of things done over the course of the week? Is that acceptable? Is getting 1 out of 4 quarterly goals done acceptable? I don't care what the numbers are, but they need to know so that you have something to measure against. And number two, if it feels like it's coming out of the blue or it's too challenging or too uncomfortable to just dive into all the different ways they did not live up to expectations and meet those numbers, then use the performance of a local or regional sports team as a starting point. When they don't meet expectations, use that as the entry into the conversation. Talk about accountability, about outcomes, and then transition to what you need to talk about to have a better outcome for your team. It is just a couple of ways that you can use sports to spark bigger conversations in business. I call it thinking outside the box scores, and there's a lot of ways you can do that if you go to the website talksportytome.com.